I'm a motivational speaker for mental health who's busy delivering live and virtual presentations to a variety of events and organizations. One question that I get asked very often is, how did you become a motivational speaker for mental health? If you watch this video to the end, you'll get a very unique insight into the steps you can take to become a motivational speaker for mental health. Thank you for taking a moment to watch this. My name is Mike Veny, and on this channel you will find peace of mind through the gift of emotional wellness. If you are new to this channel, welcome. I regularly share brand new videos, and I invite you to subscribe so you don't miss this opportunity. I'm a certified corporate wellness specialist, author, speaker, course instructor, and the CEO of Mike Veny, Inc. Since 2011, I've been a motivational speaker for mental health, a professional one at that. It actually started out as part-time work and quickly became full-time work. Here's how I built this career. I talked about this in previous video on why I became a motivational speaker, but let's start with number one, the Hedgehog Concept. It's a concept that was introduced by Jim Collins in his book, Good to Great, which he argues that truly great companies are oriented around a hedgehog concept. It's three questions, basically. What are you deeply passionate about? What drives your economic engine? And what can you be the best at in the world? So I asked myself that first question, what are you deeply passionate about? At the time, in 2011, it was my mental health. I just wanted to stay well, and I didn't want others to suffer. Number two, what drives your economic engine? At the time, it was drumming and teaching drums, private lessons, and workshops, and I was a performer. Also, I was running a business. I've been self-employed for most of my adult life. And the final question, what can you be the best at in the world? And this is where I had to go back to my gifts, which I also talked about in this video, my natural gifts, drumming, speaking, and believe it or not, maybe my mental illness was a gift. I wasn't ready to hear that, but I was open to that. Number two, I educated myself on the business of speaking. Being a professional speaker is a business. And like any business, there are things you need to know. A lot of times people think that professional speakers just get on stage and speak and get paid and share their story. No, this is an actual business, and there are certain key people in this industry that you have to know about, and ways of going about conversations and contracts and all that stuff. So it's important to read books. If you just go on Amazon, there's so many books on the speaking business. But one organization really helped me so much, the National Speakers Association, which I'm still a member of. Their education around building a speaking business is incredible. I mean, every time I go to an NSA event, my business as a speaker grows. So it's really important to invest in learning about the business. Even though I've been doing this since 2011, I'm still learning about it too. Number three, polish your speaking skills. So what I did to start polishing my speaking skills, actually, let me just say something about this. A lot of times people go into speaking or try to pursue it because their mom told them they were a great speaker, or their friends say, oh, you should be a speaker. No one's going to hire you based on that. Like, really, you actually have to have skills. And even if people think you should be a speaker, you have to work on your skills and get feedback on how you're coming off. So one of the organizations that really can help you with this, very inexpensive to join, is Toastmasters. Toastmasters, I love because we all think we're coming across clearly when we're communicating, whether it's interpersonal communication or a video or a presentation. And Toastmasters, you get feedback on how you're coming off. And I think it's so important for people to have that are developing their speaking skills. Also a voice teacher. I have a wonderful voice teacher who helps me. And just as I cough right there, it's a little dry in this room right now. And with that practicing, I actually practice speaking. There are things that I do every day that I learned from my voice teacher to practice speaking. And finally, watching myself on video and critiquing it. So this video, before it gets published, will be watched by me. And if it appears on the internet and you're watching it, it's because I gave it it's good enough. Not it's perfect, it's good enough to go. But chances are, as I watch this video back, I'll be taking notes. And I'm saying this to myself, actually. Mike, you better take notes as you're watching your video back. It's important to polish your skills. Number four, develop content. So when it comes to mental health motivational speaking, a lot of people think, well, I've got a really powerful story that can motivate someone. I think that's great. Everyone has a story. Nobody's story is better than anyone else's, but no one really hires you for your story because everyone has a story. And it's important to know that. So they hire you for the content that you give to the audience. So in my particular case, when I give presentations, yes, I share about my story. Let's talk about one actually I'm doing coming up on finding inner peace in times of uncertainty. I'm going to share my story, of course, but I'm also going to be talking about things that people can do during this time of uncertainty around stress, anxiety, and loneliness. So that's where the content comes from. Learning to prepare that is so important. It takes time. It's not something you do overnight, and it takes real research. I'm very fortunate now on my team. We have a learning experience director. Her name is Kayleen Holt, who really helps with directing my content and vets my content actually before it goes out there and helps me craft it. We hire researchers. We hire experts in different areas to inform me and everyone on the team about the content that we have. So it's important to take that very seriously. It's not just about your story. So comment below and let me know if you have any questions about becoming a motivational speaker for mental health. I will do my best to answer them or refer you to a resource that could potentially give you an answer. Number 5 is the most important one. Putting it all into practice. You can read all the books in the world, go to the National Speakers Association events, watch your own videos and take notes. It's important to put it into practice. It's important to block out time to read, learn, review notes, write articles, cold call, whatever it is. And a lot of times people don't do that. So in 2011, when I started speaking and I decided that this was going to be a major part of my career, I put time in my calendar every day. Sometimes I was up till 2 a.m. reading, taking notes, trying to write articles. And, it felt like I was hitting a wall for a while, but looking back, I'm so glad that I did that. Another thing to bring up is chasing failure. With a profession like this, where you are the business, I think the term is self-identifying career. Failure and rejection are part of it. This was not an easy thing for me at first. Everyone that reaches out to me doesn't hire me. And that's something that when I started out my career, I didn't understand. I took it very personally. Like, do I suck? And now I've learned that no, sometimes I'm just not the right fit for whatever reason. And it doesn't mean I'm a bad speaker or going in a bad direction. It's just a part of it, I've even had to tell potential people who reach out to me, look, do your research. I might not be the best one. I actually told a client this recently. They weren't sure if they were going to hire me. And I was like, you need to find the right one for you. So chasing failure is very important. Notice what I said there, chasing failure. A lot of people talk about chasing success. I believe in chasing failure. Fail as much as you can. Set a goal to get rejected a certain number of times each week. You will see your life change if you do that. And that's not easy to hear. But keep in mind that that's a muscle that you build up over time. So know that everyone thinks they can do this. People might tell you you're a good speaker, as I said before, and people think it's easy money, or they're just passionate about motivating people. I dream every day. It doesn't matter. It's really important to practice learning about the business, polishing your skills, and educating yourself constantly, always putting that time in. So let's just review. It's important to understand the Hedgehog Concept. Ask yourself those 3 questions. I'm sure if you type in Hedgehog Concept in YouTube, so many videos on it. Educate yourself on the speaking business, polish your speaking skills, develop your content, and put everything you learn into practice. And that's how I became a motivational speaker for mental health. As I said before, I'm busy delivering these live and virtual presentations because of all that work that I did that I just told you about to events and organizations. If you're interested in hiring me, I invite you to contact me through my website, www.mikeveny.com, or click the link in the description. So if you liked this video, please click that like button. Also be sure to subscribe and share this video with your friends. Thank you so much for watching this, and I'll see you in the next video.